Alright guys, so in this one I want to talk about boat electronics and their mounts, okay? Not so much the electronics, but I want to talk about the mounts. So the mounts can get kind of crazy cost-wise. You can buy them in an upward of $500–600. Shoot, I think even you can pay even more for them if you want. I don't want to pay that, so nothing wrong with their mounts. They're good mounts. Absolutely nothing wrong with them. As far, you know, I've never used them because I just made my own, or I've used those RAM mounts. When I say I made my own, I figured out what I wanted for a design, and I had them welded. And I just used regular steel and regular welds. You can't break that. You can't. Those welds, super strong. You're not going to break them. So what I'm going to show you is what I did for mine, and they need a little bit of tweaking, but that's on me because I was the one that designed them. So, but they work for me right now, and I'm not going to change them because they work, and I don't have an issue with them right now. They're just a little off. So here's my mount. Okay. Now this mount, you can see it's just got a plate here, and I just drilled I matched up where these are, where the bracket is, where I need to put the holes in there. And this is just I don't know, I think it's a 1 inch or 1.25 inch, 1.5 maybe pipe, steel pipe with a small plate on the bottom. Okay, real simple. You can do a bigger plate down there if you want. I felt like I didn't really need it. That's about the size, a little bit bigger of a RAM mount, and we use RAM mounts like that for electronics all the time anyway. So I just did that, and the bolts, when I bolted it down, I didn't just use screws to go in. I used bolts to go all the way through, and on the other side I used lock washers, like a regular washer, a lock washer, and a lock nut. So a nylon lock nut, and they're not going anywhere. So same thing with up here. Nylon lock nuts, lock washers. I mean, maybe overkill, I don't care. I haven't had any issues with them. I mean, they're there. They're not going anywhere. And I made 2 of them. I had 2 of them made, and that's what they look like. The one is a little bit, you know, like that, crooked, but that was, again, that's on me. I had them. I put a RAM mount on there, and I tweaked the RAM mount too far one side. So on here, same thing. Bolts, lock washers, and lock nuts on the bottom side. Simple. I just kept it real simple, and I mean, these aren't going to go anywhere, and that's probably overkill, really. And guess what? It didn't cost barely anything, except for the welder, and luckily I happen to know one. So if you happen to know a welder, you know, figure out a design that works best for you. And I can maybe even tweak one, you know, a little bit better than that too, and maybe we might in the future. But for right now, that works. That's what we're gonna use. So the other mount I did was for the dash. So before I get into this one, I just wanted to say that it's a little crooked, but that's my fault. When we were putting it on there, I had the one side too far down, and the boat doesn't actually sit level on this trailer. So that was another thing I didn't take into account. No worries, this thing works awesome. When we started this, I used a cardboard mock-up of it. I just cut pieces of cardboard, and I taped it together, and I put it on the console, and this is kind of what I came up with. So from the side here, just come up on a piece here, and a flat piece to come out a little bit more, just in case I need to have, in case I want to put a wider graph on here. I have the option to, I can put bolts on this side here. But but for this case, these are smaller grafts, so this is just what I did. And this piece goes right along here, okay, and just like the other side, comes up here, and then it comes down. So all these bolts here, they go into the side of the console. Now it's fiberglass and wood on both sides here, and same bolting as the electronics. Okay, we got these are heavy duty bolts, so they're grade 5 or higher bolts. They're you got lock nuts, lock washers, regular washers, and this isn't going anywhere. So we have those holding it down, and it works great. The only issue is I need to take this side down probably about half an inch. But then what I think I might do is it might bring the whole thing down a little bit more, like maybe like another 1.5 inches or something. Just go straight across, just above where I have this RAM mount here. And then this RAM mount, of course, for the phone, it's nice to have here. But yeah, I'm gonna bring it down so that way when I get newer units, which will happen, they're gonna be up a little bit higher. So I want to bring it down so that way it's not up too high. But this piece here, we had them mocked up with cardboard, and then we did a couple of spot welds to just have it set, and then we put it on there to check it out, and then we finished it off after we were happy with it. And then we just drilled the holes here to get it going, and we marked the holes before we drilled them just to make sure, because using a drill press that works really well. Yeah, so those are my mounts. For me, they were free because my dad is the welder, and he had all this material laying around, and all I did was painted them. That's it. That's all I did. I didn't powder coat them. I just painted them. The front 2 units actually I had powder coated, but this one I didn't. I just painted it black. Works out great. So my suggestion, if you don't want to pay high dollar in graft mounts, make a couple of mock-ups. Find someone who's willing to weld it for you. You might have to go buy the material, which is fine. Steel isn't super expensive. Okay, you can even find scraps of it. If guys are willing to part with scraps, you might part with scraps for like a couple of bucks. Sometimes they don't care. If they don't have a use for it, they might not even care. So check it out. If you don't want to pay high dollar for graft mounts, there's nothing wrong with them. They're built very well, but I didn't want to spend that, so I found a way not to. And they've been working out great. You can take them off, you can modify them, you can cut them down, whatever. You can do whatever you want to them. So, and with this one, I had no intentions of adding this mount here. And I could even add something over here if I want to. I can even add, a mount here, like another RAM mount, and I could have it come out, and I could put a small screen here if I want to. I really could. I don't know. That might be a possibility in the future. Who knows? But for right now, this is working out great, and I'm gonna run with it. But yeah, if you guys have any other suggestions that that have worked for you, things that might help others, throw down in the comments, and and maybe it'll help. Maybe it'll help me too. Who knows? But until the next one, like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you later.